Oli Iovino is finally here on campus, finally has played his first few games, and as a true freshman, a five-star recruit out of New Jersey, has looked all right. He's had some moments, had some ups, had some downs, and a tough loss against Virginia Tech, but he did say that he needs to be better. He needs to be better for himself. He needs to be better for his team. I'm Vinny Falacy, and here is the story of Oli Iovino here for the Scarlet Knight, the paper here on campus. In week number 4, Iovino faced off against Washington, or at least in the 4th game of their season. Washington, a lot of those former Pac-12 schools coming over to the Big Ten, and this is a very, very, very good test for Iovino as he faces off against the runner-ups in the college football national championship last year, eventually falling to Michigan in the championship game. Head coach Kalen DeBoer has now moved over to Alabama, and now the Huskies have been taken over by a new regime. However, still a very, very good team, full of top prospects in this upcoming NFL draft and the next couple NFL drafts. They had been hit a little bit hard with the transfer portal, but looking to bounce back in a pretty prestigious conference. Iovino talked to me about his first kind of bit of college and how he's liked these basically this first month that he's been in college, first 2 months. He said it's been very interesting, and interesting in a good way. He said that first it took a second to really understand what was needed of me, both as an athlete and a student, as well as still a son and a grandson, and all that, a cousin. What is needed for me socially, what is needed for me academically, what is needed for me athletically. And I feel like I fall into a pretty good rhythm. I'm studying all the time. I'm really taking a focus in my school. Been approached by NILs, he said was very, very weird. He's never been a guy that would, quote-unquote, get the money. But if it's offered to him, he's been able to help some of his teammates out with it. He said he's very, very up to it. However, school is still the primary focus. Athletics, obviously, a primary focus. And something he doesn't take for granted. He's a student athlete and he embodies that every sense of the word. Something that was really ingrained to him by his parents and his grandparents. Something that even though he's in college now and he's kind of the man, he still needs to focus on academics, need to focus on things like that. Got picked off here against Washington, and the interceptions, I asked him, what is it? He said that he's trying to kind of still find himself out, see where he sits and where his talent is. And I feel like sometimes that he gets second guessing how to throw in the tight windows, what windows to throw into and whatnot, all that other stuff. He gets an interception here towards halftime, which is going to count on the stat sheet, but no one really gives a rat's about. It's a Hail Mary touchdown attempt at the end. He's going to get picked off. Said that it's extremely frustrating, even with a senior season and high school career that was really marred with interceptions. The only why he only got to as high as just past 70 in the overall rankings. He could have been probably talent-wise more than that if he knocked off the interceptions, but it's just something that it's part of him. You have those guys who are like that. You have the Brett Favres of the world. The guys who just come with interceptions because they sling that rock. And he's not a super mobile quarterback, even though he does use his legs. We see him get a pretty big gain here. He's a guy that he's arm talent here, arm talent there, arm talent everywhere, and sometimes that gets him into trouble. Especially now playing at this higher level, right on campus as the starter. It's really his first trial run in college football. He definitely is having to learn a little bit quicker than everybody else. Against Washington, things started out well, but a combination of just missing throws, that pick that happened where that was kind of thrown in there, and just tight coverage, not really being able to move the ball because the defense was so good. The offense was trailing a little bit. Be able to take the lead here in the third quarter as the Scarlet Knights looking for their biggest win of the young season. Iovino steps in the pocket and gets hit by number 55 there. And that's going to force a 4th down. 3rd and 9 later on in the game. Iovino scans. He goes to the right side. He loves those out routes. We saw him go after those in high school all the time. And now he picks up or saves the drive here. This time he's going to save it with his legs. Doesn't get down and slide. However, he does move the chains. They're up by 3. Back leg throw. This is a great ball placement for Iovino. Talks to one of his teammates, said all he's cool under pressure is just those one moments where he's doing way too much. And he has that one moment every game, or that's 2 moments every game, where it's like he's playing flawless, and then that one mistake changed the whole trajectory of our outing. And so far, he's made one mistake that we've seen here in this footage compiled, and they're able to roll it off and win. So Rutgers picks up a big win against Washington, as, again, the Scarlet Knights welcome newcomers, Washington Huskies, again, the runner-up in college football last season. And Iovino was named player of the game after throwing for 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pretty competitive game, back and forth. And that is what we have here. I was talking to Scarlet Knights broadcaster Rock Skorwanik. And Rock told me this. Hey, this kid's a baller, but you see the tipping point. You see the edge. You see there might be a point where it's just too much. And we might be seeing this up. I talked to Rock, and I talked to him, like, what makes you say that? Rock, former quarterback in his own right, didn't ever make it past the high school level. However, he did play Division II college football in Washington State, actually. But he said that you see this kid just wanting to make every single play, and there isn't a moment where he is going to give up, which is great, which is awesome. It's what you want to see from a leader, from a quarterback, from a guy that's highly touted, a guy that came here where no one else really wanted to come here. Like, it's awesome to see. However, you've seen in the moments, you've seen, in the Virginia Tech game, you've seen in multiple games where it's a late interception, it's a late throw that he shouldn't make. It's a late, or holding on to the ball a little bit too much. Things like that, where you see that, and it's working now, but it's not going to work all the time. Especially once you get deeper and deeper into this Big Ten schedule, and you get deeper and deeper into the season, you play better and better opponents. Rutgers takes their first really true road game here. We'll pass, true conference road game as they take on the Nebraska Cornhuskers, a revamped Nebraska squad that looks to have people excited about Nebraska football again. It's been quite some time since they have been relevant in the world of college football, and Iovino marches them down the field not once but twice, and they are up 14-0 on the Cornhuskers. Iovino talking about using his legs more as we often chat. He said, especially with my second guessing myself at times with throwing the ball, you have to then make a play at some point. You can't just not make plays. And using my legs, while I'm not the fastest guy, I don't have 4.4 speed, maybe not even 4.7 speed. But I'm a guy that can go out there and get a first down if I need it. I can go out there and move the chains if needed. I'm a guy that can go out there and get you 10, 20 yards if no one's watching me. So that's picks up first down. That moves the chains. That keeps everything kosher and keeps everything moving for my offense, for my team. Keep everything moving, keep everything fresh, and keep from us stagnating. So able to evade the pocket, step up, go, recognize pressure when it's coming, when it's not coming, and then go out there and make a big play, something that I really want to do, whether it's with my arms, whether it's with my legs. And the second half here, Iovino leading his team down, trying to avoid another 2-minute situation where there is an interception in the red zone. We'll see if he can do it here. This one is thrown into heavy traffic, trying to fit it in. He couldn't quite do that. Rush is picked up. Iovino flushed out to his left, and for the second time today, he scores with legs, and it is 24-0. Rutgers takes a big lead on the road against Nebraska. The team that everyone thought, hey, this could be the year that they come back to relevance, and Rutgers actually being the team to come back to relevance. He's going to throw a dot down the middle of the field and try to pick up some more points for Rutgers. They do tack on 3 and come back from the half up 27-3. Big play by the safety there, knocked that ball down. It's going to be 4th down and 7 as Iovino and the Scarlet Knights squander their first opportunity. Runner in motion. This is going to be zipped in there, and again off the fingertips of his tight end, trying to fit it in for his second passing touchdown of the day, 3rd total touchdown. Slants and another big diving play, and Iovino just coming up empty here in the second half. We'll see if he can remedy that later. He does get 3 points for the Scarlet Knights. Deep down the field, and there's a pick. Can't get a game without a pick, and talking to his offensive coordinator said, again, I think we've heard multiple players himself even say it. It's just, he just tries too much. He tries to fit too much into one play sometimes, and it comes back and bites him. Later in the 4th quarter, again, holding on to a 20-point lead, and just let the running back do it and finish this game out. 3rd and 14. They are throwing it. He does go intermediate and can't quite pick up the first down. But Iovino solid in this game. Has that one interception, but it was late in the game where the game was kind of already put away. Isn't it going to come back to bite him too much? Flushed out yet again. He's going to stop, fire. It's going to be a touchdown, but a flag on the play. And illegal man downfield, so that will be reversed. Either a touchdown or right down at the 1. And Zelinskis going to get that called back. But Rutgers, a big win, 36-10 or 16 it said. And Iovino, yet again, the player of the game, completing 66% of his passes, 179 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. And you take into effect playing at home against a Big Ten opponent, a decent opponent as well. I think this is probably the best game Iovino has played all year. 2 touchdowns for the year. Add 2 more touchdowns with the legs, 4 total touchdowns for him. And Rutgers flying high as they enter their 6th game of the season. And Rutgers back at home, back in Jersey, back in Piscataway to take on their next opponent as the Scarlet Knights eagerly run on to the field to defend the birthplace of college football. And it's going to take the Wisconsin Badgers as Rutgers now 22 ranked in the country against one of the bottom feeders of the Big Ten, but it's still a pretty good team in the Big Ten with it. Every team in the Big Ten is going to give you some troubles here or there, and Wisconsin, one of them. Cal Monagai going to take this one 27 yards on the first handoff of the game. Backed up 3rd and 20. Iovino drops back, scans, and is pressured. Does get away from one would-be sack getter. Does get enough to throw it away. And Rutgers comes up empty on their first trip. So do the Badgers. 2nd and 4 now here. Not quite in the red zone, but towards it and just holding on the ball for too much. Had a check down that was going to get him at least near first down yardage, but steps up in the pocket here on 3rd and 17 after the big sack, and a mistake by Iovino. And little things like that, even taking away the interceptions, that's a big mistake because you get that check down, you might not get the first down, but you get close to it and you give yourself a chance at least for 3. There they do get 3, but it was a hard 3. But you get yourself a chance to kind of live another day. Didn't give him that on that drive. 4th and 7 again. Nothing doing here for the Rutgers offense. Good thing the defense came to play, as Wisconsin does tie it up 3-3 here on their next drive. And just like that, the white jerseys in the backfield and another 3-and-out for the Scarlet Knights. One of the first games I had to pass, credential pass for, so I actually was, in the media box for this one. Super cool. You can see everything, but you can also see these mistakes by Iovino right there in the red zone yet again. Throws it ill-advised To be fair, it looked like a 4 vertical call on like the 10-yard line, which I don't know how you're going to get away with that in any circumstance. And Iovino kind of had to throw it to somebody. But still, double coverage. You might have been able to go one-on-one somewhere else, and Iovino rushes it, because they're close to the end zone, and they're close to the red zone. Pressure's getting there, and he comes up empty-handed. A couple more drives. They get some things, but then stall on after to get one first down, and we go into the halftime, and it's tied 3-3. Wisconsin comes out, scores first. Iovino goes airborne, trying to dive for it. I don't think he knew exactly where the first down marker was because he cleared it a good 2 or 3 yards ahead of the dive. Hands it off there. Big run by Rutgers. Kyle Monagai getting some big rushing totals here. Good pass from Oli to the outside to give Rutgers their 7th first down of the game and puts them right on the doorstep where Monagai is going to punch it in, and Rutgers takes the lead. Again, it is 9-6 now. Pass is complete and will be a first down. It will be as we continue here. 3rd and 19, however, a few plays that went backwards brings us to this situation. Over the middle, it's completed, but 10 when they needed 19. And again, Rutgers can't do anything. Low-scoring game, Big Ten football on display, 9-6. Fourth quarter now, 3rd and 5. Iovino takes off in one of the biggest plays of the game, either through the air or on the ground for either side. Quick hitch, gets his man, but not enough as it's 4th and 4. Some other things you see, he's completing passes, but gets in situations where he needs, big yardage and he can't quite get it. Hand it off to Monagai. He's going to cut back inside and take it up the middle. And we're in the 2-minute warning. All they got to do is bleed this clock. Wisconsin brings pressure. This one's thrown and too far out in front. Weird time to go for a bomb as Wisconsin takes the lead with a touchdown. Iovino trying to lead this comeback. Big catch made on the outside. Here we go. Oli always loved these situations if he ever was in them. Didn't do well against Virginia Tech and gets cut off here. The safety jumped the route. Interception. And that will do it. One final chance for Iovino and company. Going to roll upfield. Does still have a chance, but they have 35 seconds to get a touchdown. 3 points will not do it as they're down by 4. And that missed extra point on their first touchdown really coming to bite them in the butt. 23 seconds left. Iovino trying to make up from his previous mistake. See some pressure coming from the left side. Here it comes. It's picked up. Outside throw. It's a big completion. This crowd went crazy. He gets out of bounds at the 29-yard line, and Iovino giving them a shot. Last chance, everyone, towards the end zone. He drops back, fires it, and this one intercepted. Not much he could do. Just had to put it up there, unfortunately. Lays a big hit, but that is going to do it as Rutgers falls. They were ranked this week. They will not be ranked anymore. And seeing Oli after the game, I've never seen him like the way he was. It was kind of surreal seeing him this way. Nothing in his eyes. It was crazy. He played well, but made some mistakes. It was a tough game for him, and you could tell he really wore it on his sleeve. He said, Vinny, it sucks that I suck. And I've never seen him talk like that. Social media after the game was brutal to him. I saw the comments. I had to write some of them. Some of the posts. Some of the stories that were written about him. But he'll bounce back. I'm aware. I hope it will. I know he will. That will do it here for the Oli Iovino story. We're about halfway through his freshman season. I'm excited for what's next. I hope you're excited for what's next. And we will see you next time here with Oli Iovino.